Okay, good morning and good evening to everyone. So, thank you for joining today's SAP SD online training. I hope you were part of the demo which I have conducted little long back, in which we have discussed about SAP, what is SAP, and what kind of product is SAP, and what are the different ERP products, and what is the overview of ERP process, or even on the top of it, we try to understand the different ERP companies which were available before SAP introduced into the market, and how SAP becomes so strong or so powerful comparatively other ERP products. So these kind of things we have discussed in the demo. That is in generic. That is generic to, like you can say, ERP, and from the ERP how SAP came to the market. In the today's class, we are going to discuss. We are going to talk about SAP SD specific things. So I know that Vijay and Umaira already exposed to, like maybe you might have attended different demos, or you might have come across different documents. So that's the reason I don't think we need to again discuss the ERP overview, which is familiar to everyone. Okay. So am I correct? Can I get into the SAP SD? Umaira?
Yes, Venkat.
Okay. Okay. So let me put this way: SAP is one of the ERP product, or SAP software is one of the ERP package, or ERP software, or ERP area. Basically, any ERP product, is intended to support complete enterprise. That means if you are running an organization, it is possible that your organization is having different departments in it. It has a production department, it has a procurement department, it has sales department, it has finance department, it has a human resource department. So basically what happens, all ERP products or all ERP softwares having the same intention, all ERP products are having the same intention to support all the areas of an enterprise. That means these ERP products are designed, these ERP softwares are designed, or ERP softwares are intended to support entire organization resources. So what are the entire organization resources? You can say people, money, or some other things. When I say people, you have your employees, okay, and your contract employees, or permanent employees, or some daily wage employees, whoever it is. And at the same time, you have some other resources like money, mission, buildings. These are all the resources. Your plants, okay, your warehouses. We have different kind of resources. So basically, this ERP product or ERP package is designed to support all resources of your organization. Like that means all department of your organization. So ERP product will support you, like your sales department will help you to support your production department, and also procurement department, finance department, HR department. Like this, it will help you all areas of your department. So, and out of all ERP products, As you know that SAP is one of the strongest ERP module, which is dominating the current market with the share of more than 75 to 80% of the market. So that is what the SAP's current situation, and it has total three different kind of modules. SAP ERP is having total three types of modules in it. So let me make a notepad or Excel. Okay. Basically, in SAP ERP, there are total three kind of modules, three types of. So the one category of the modules are core modules, and the second type of modules are industry specific new dimensional modules. New dimensional modules, and then industry specific modules. So what are the core modules? The core modules are the modules which were introduced very beginning of, or in other words, the core modules are the modules which were developed while introducing the SAP software. Like whatever the modules which were introduced in the beginning of the time along with the introduction of SAP to the market, those modules basically we call it as a like core modules. Like you can say SAP FI, SAP SD, SAP MM, or SAP PP, and also SAP HR. So these kind of modules are called the core modules of SAP ERP. Okay, and for the other specialty which you can say for this core modules are, you do not need any separate instance, you do not need any kind of separate system for this. Okay, the ERP itself, the SAP ERP itself has all modules in it. Even if you look at the plant maintenance, customer service, quality management, these are all the core modules of SAP which are part of in SAP ERP system itself. Those modules do not require any kind of a separate instance of the separate system. And the second category of SAP ERP products or modules are, okay, SAP GTS or SAP APO or SAP CRM or SAP SRM, SAP Hybris. So these kind of modules are called as new dimensional modules. You know why these modules are called new dimensional modules? Well, because like these modules, the GTS, APO, CRM, SRM, Hybris, these modules supports whatever is not supported by the core modules. So whatever the functionality or whatever the areas which are not supported by the core modules, which are not supported by the core modules, these modules, these modules will be supported by the new dimensional modules. That means it is like this. For example, if you look at SD, or if you look at SAP SD, or if you look at SAP MM, what happens? These SAP SD or SAP MM, these two modules, SAP SD or SAP MM, these two modules are not are not effectively taken care of, are not effectively take care of, like import and exports. So if any client is doing import, if any client is doing export, you know what happens? This SAP SD or SAP MM, these two modules are not having the perfect functionality to support export and import. So they had some functionality like SD foreign trade, MM foreign trade. In SD, we have foreign trade to support export process. In MM, we have foreign trade to support uh, import process. But still, those SD foreign trade and MM foreign trade modules are not up to the mark, are not good enough, are not strong enough to support all the functionalities of imports and export. That means to support the international trade. So that is the reason what SAP did. SAP introduced GTS module to support complete global trade, a complete international trade functionality, international trade requirements. In the similar way, in SAP SD, if you look at SAP SD, what happens? At any point of time, we can check the when you create an order. I am not sure whether you can able to understand this at this moment, but try to understand. If you look at SAP SD, like what happens in the SD module, when you create a sales order, you can check the product availability. You can check the product availability only at one plant level. That means, for example, you have one plant in, let us say you have 50 plants in US. You have 50 states and you have 50 plants. Like you are producing, you know, some food products. So basically what happens when you are creating a sales order for a customer, whenever you are creating a sales order for the customer, what happens at any point of time for a one sales order, for one sales order in SAP SD, we can check the stock only at one plant level. We can only check the plant at one plant level. So the problem is here the problem is if in case that plant is not having the stock, you can simply say the customer that stock is not available and you will ask back the customer to wait for some more time. Okay, but at the same time if the stock is available in other plant, let us say we have Illinois one plant and Indiana one plant. So even though the stock is there, you know, Indiana, the stock is not there in Illinois, you know what happens? Our order cannot check. You know, if you create an order, you know, with Chicago plant, if you create a sales order with Chicago plant, it can only check the stock of Chicago, and it cannot check the stock of the Indiana, even if the stock is there. So that you know we are in SAP SD we have a limitation of not able to exploit or not able to utilize the stock of other plants. Sometimes it's not regular requirement. Sometimes some clients feels this is a limitation. So by taking into consideration of all these limitations, you know what happens? SAP developed a concept of APO, SAP APO GATP, that is global available to promise. So like this, whichever the module is having the limitation here in the core modules, whatever the areas are like not good enough to support the clients, to take care of those things, SAP come up with a concept of new dimensional modules, GTS, APO, even CRM also like this. SAP SD, it is very good at sales. SAP SD is one of the strong module for the sales, in the market. But still, when it comes to pre-sales and post-sales, that means to take care of the customer relations after the sales, and to take care of the pre-sales before the sales, to handle these pre-sales and post-sales, SAP SD is not having a good capability. That is the reason SAP introduced a concept of new module called new dimensional module called SAP CRM, customer relationship management. So like this, all the new dimensional modules are evolved in the market, ERP market. Okay, so this is about the second one, and the next one is industry specific modules. Basically, after taking care of the all the new dimensional modules, SAP had come across a new idea. SAP had come across a new idea of introducing the SAP modules, okay, based on the industry. So they move one step forward. They move one step forward and think about every industry and started developing that industry specific modules. So if your company is oil industry, then SAP did a lot of research and developed a module called IS Oil. Okay, SAP IS Oil. If your industry is utilities, SAP IS Utilities. So like this, SAP, IS Utilities and SAP like railways, even for SAP, for railways also, SAP introduced SAP Railways Banking, IS Real Estate, okay? Like this, all the industry specific modules are developed by SAP. So this is the the structure of SAP modules. And out of this, we are going to learn, we are going to talk about our core part of training, that is SAP SD, that is SAP Sales and Distribution. So what is this SAP SD? So SAP SD module full form is SAP Sales and Distribution. So what it is meant for? The SAP SD module is meant for to take care of an organization's complete sales flow. SAP SD module is intended, SAP SD module is intended to support, SAP SD module is intended to take care of complete the sales process of an organization. So what are the different processes in the sales? So what are the different processes in the sales? Hello, Vijay?
Orders, invoices,
Okay. So that means we create sales orders.
quotation.
Yes, we also okay. Or even before that we have inquiry, right?
Inquiry, quotation, yeah.
Inquiry, quotation, sales order,
Sales order, yeah.
and then
Invoice.
well, we do delivery in between, right?
Yeah, delivery and invoice, yeah.
We do delivery in between and then
Invoice.
So these are the different processes or the different things which we do in our daily day-to-day sales process. Okay, so in order to support all these processes, like these are the processes, and other than this, what are the other things which we need in sales department? Other things like
returns.
Yes, sometimes we need to return the goods.
Then credit memo, debit memo.
Sometimes we need to credit the customer. Okay, we need to credit the customer, or sometimes we may need to debit the customer when you charge if you charge less than the actual price, you need to debit the customer. You need to create a debit memo to the customer. If in case if you charge more than what the actual price, then you need to create a credit memo or send the credit memo to credit to the customer. So these are the some other other processes as well. Other than this, there are some concept of you can say consignments. Okay, I will explain later. Right now, it's okay. Consignments in the business process. Okay, basically, the consignment is very simple. sometimes what happens, the you sometimes you keep the goods in the customer premises, you keep the goods in the customer premises, but you don't charge until and unless the customer sell the goods. Okay, you keep the goods in the customer premises, and you don't charge. Okay, that is called consignment. You only charge your customer, you only charge your customer once you consume that good, and once you deliver the goods to the once you sell the goods to the customer. Till then you don't consider it is your stock, or till then you don't valuate your stock from your end. It considered as a special stock, special thing, which is your like vendor who is supplying. So that kind of concept is prevailing in the trade process, like the regular sales process. That is the consignment. Okay, and there is something called third party also. Okay, third party. So third party means what happens when you receive the order. When you receive the order, sometimes what happens, we get the order from the customer. We receive the order from our customer, but what happens? We may not have the stock. We may not have the stock, or some, maybe we don't produce that product. We do not produce that product with us. Then what we can do? We can transfer we can transfer that order to other vendor. So there is a vendor, okay, who will take care of. You can transfer that order to that vendor. That vendor will produce and deliver the goods to the customer. So that means you are using your sales process, or you are involving a third party member. You are involving a third party member to produce and deliver the goods to your customer. So that is nothing but third party sales. So actually there are two parties in the sales process, you and your customer. But since since you are not uh, able to give the goods, you are not able to procure the goods or produce the goods at the time, then what you can do, you can send that order to your vendor, who will then procure and who will then produce and send it to your customer. So that is called you are doing the sales activity involving a third party, which is called third party sales activity. So like this, these are there are a number of things, but very high level. So you do with inquiry, you do with quotation, you do with sales order, you also do with the delivery and invoice, and also you do with
IPO.
Vijay?
We discuss IPO. I said the IPO. That's it. Okay, that's fine. Go ahead.
Individual purchase order, right?
Yeah.
So we'll discuss. I will give the I will send you the complete course content. Vijay.
Okay, sir. Sure.
Okay. So we'll deal with invoice, returns, credits, debits, and consignment third party. There are multiple things. Okay. And other than this, what you need in the business? Okay. You need some reports, right?
Yeah.
Reports is one of the very important activity in the you can say sales process. At any point of time, you need to know what is today's sales, what is yesterday's sales, what is week sales, what is month sales, what is yearly sales. Like this, you need to see your
Reports.
by running standard reports, and by developing a new custom reports. So this is these are the different things. So with different activities are the different things which you do in your SAP SD area. So now what happens, in order to support this inquiry, in order to support this quotation, in order to support this order, delivery, invoice, what happens? SAP developed a module called SAP SD. So that means SAP SD module is intended. SAP SD module is intended to take care of all the sales related requirements, like creating the inquiry. Which module we use? We use the SAP SD module. Okay, and creating the quotation, which module we use? We use SAP SD. Creating the sales order, we use the SD. Creating the delivery, we use the SD. Creating the invoice, like a customer invoice, we use the SD model. Even for creating the sales returns, we use the SD model. Creating the create memos, we use the SAP SD model. So consignment, we use the SD model. Third party, we use the SD model. Or in intercompany sales, we use the SD model. So to take care of all our sales related functionalities, SAP developed SAP SD module, which is one of the core module of SAP, one of the core module of SAP, which we are going to talk in our training sessions. Okay, so let me return to the PPT. Okay, so basically, this SAP SD is a software, or SAP SD is a module which is used to execute all your business processes of like sales or shipping. Sales in the sense you can say like whatever the sales activity you perform, like your inquiry, quotation, and sales order. Okay, SAP SD module is one of the SAP ERP core module. SAP SD is one of SAP ERP's core module, which is designed to support the business process of selling and business process of shipping and business process of the billing. And here, when you say selling, what it includes? Basically, the selling includes inquiry, quotation, and sales order. So to support all the sales activities, SAP SD was developed, and also to support the shipping process. Shipping is what like delivery, okay, and the goods issue. Like delivery is like the virtual document what we create, but goods issue is the process in which you deliver the goods. So delivery is a logical concept or virtual concept in which the real transfer of goods will not happen. It's a virtual document which you create in the system, but the actual goods will be transferred when you do the post goods issue. So when you do the goods issue, then only the goods will leave the plant, then only the goods will leave the warehouse or in your premises. So to support this delivery and goods issue, we use SAP SD module, that is nothing but to support your shipping process. And then billing. So when I say billing, there are different billing documents like regular billing documents, that is normal billing document, the billing which you create under normal conditions. So now, and other than this, we also have different billing documents. Like as we already discussed in few minutes back, we do like we issue the credit to the customer, we issue the debit to the customer, we create an invoice correction request. Whenever you found that there are some mistakes in your invoice, you issue the invoice correction request. Or whenever you charge more to the customer, you issue the credit memo. Or whenever you charge the rest to the customer, you issue the debit memo. Okay, so these kind of processes also will be supported by the SAP SD billing process. So basically, you can say SAP SD is a mechanism to help the business to process all our sales related activities, shipping related activities, and billing related activities. And one of the other good part of SAP SD is it is having very tight integration. It is having very tight integration with other modules. So what is integration? So what do you expect from the integration? Integration means
Link.
link. So why what kind of link the SD module should have with other areas?
Maybe it could be regards to the materials.
Okay. Yes. In simple words, you are correct. In simple words, what we can say,
With finance.
yes, that means whatever is happening in SAP SD, it has to be linked, or it has to be communicated, or it has to be integrated with other areas of other departments of an organization, right?
MM, finance.
Uh, Correct. Finance, like procurement, production. Okay. Basically, these are the very three frequent modules which you always integrate SD with other modules. Like finance is one of the best integration which we need to know, or which will be integrate, and sometimes procurement, sometimes production planning as well. So we need to know why this integration is so important. Why this integration is so important. For example, like my company is Genova's Business Solutions. Okay, and Umaira placed an order. She placed an order to my company. So and I created once I received the order from the Umaira, I what I can say, I created an order in the sales order. I have created sales order. So if the quantity of she ordered like maybe 100 products. She ordered 100 products. So now the point is, uh, if I create a sales order in the system for 100 products, so what is the next step? What needs to be done? So just can I keep quiet once I receive the order? If I keep quiet as an SD guy, once I create order, if I keep quiet, is it okay?
No.
No, right? I should inform this, right? I should inform that I need 100 products to
To
whom?
the material. To
Like
the
the
production
production
department.
department, right? So who will produce the goods? The production people will produce the goods. That means the requirement of 100 products, the requirement of sales department, 100 products need to be communicated with the production department, because those are the people who can produce the goods, who can manufacture the goods. So that is the reason always whatever the sales requirement, whatever the sales order quantity, or whatever the sales requirement which I receive from my customer, that has to be integrated with production department. That is the one thing. And again, so let us assume that like the production people already produce the goods, and we deliver the goods to the customer. So once after deliver the goods to the customer, what is going to happen? So we will invoice the customer, right? We will send a bill to the customer. We will ask the customer to pay maybe within 30 days, or within 15 days, or within a week, or within 2 months. We will ask the customer to make the payment. So now here, so for that what we do, we create a billing document. So let us say the customer make the payment. So who has to be notified about the payment? So are you the responsible for payment related things? Or do you think that SAP SD sales people are responsible to collect the money, or to post the money to the different accounts? Do you think that the sales people are responsible?
No, accounting.
No, only accounting. The salespeople are responsible to sell the goods, okay, and bill the customer. But once the customer make the payment, the verification of the payment, or in other words, to release that to transfer to transfer that billing values, to transfer that invoice amounts, to transfer the invoice amounts, or in other words, like in generic, I can put this way. So all the invoice related information has to be communicated with the finance department. All the invoice related information has to be communicated with the finance department. So like this, what happens at each and every point of time, okay, as an SD department or SD module, it has to be communicate, it has to be linked, it has to be integrated with other areas of organization. So that is called, integration. So here the point is if it is a very small organization where you don't have any system, what you can do whenever you receive the order. So let us say very simple thing. So if you are doing some food catering, so what happens, you have a sales guy, what he simply do, he will get to know the catering order, he get the catering order, and he will inform to the kitchen department or production department. So in a generic, very low level, we can communicate manually. We can communicate manually or verbally. Verbally, we can communicate. But organization like you can say HP, organization like Dell, organization like Apple, is it really possible to communicate manually from one department people to the other department? No, right? It is not possible. So that is the reason all these ERP products came to the market. So what is the strongest point of like especially SAP ERP? The SAP ERP is having the capability of integrating, like communicating the moment when I save the sales order in the system, the moment when I save the sales order in the system, what is going to happen? The sales order requirement, like that is the sales order requirement 100 quantity will be communicated to the production department automatically. We have something called schedule lines, which we will discuss later. So with the help of the schedule lines of our SAP sales order, the requirements will be transferred to the production department. So that is called integration. You do not need to involve anyone. You do not need to manually send it. Okay, even from the systematically also, you don't need to send manually. The moment you save the sales order, in a fraction of seconds, your sales requirements will be transferred to your production department. In the similar way, the moment when you invoice the customer, when you bill the customer, the collection related information, the invoice related amount will be transferred to release it to your financial department. So like this, okay. This integration happens between all the models, not only between SD and PP or SD and FI or SD and MM. Even the integration between MM and FI, the integration between PP and FI, everything will be tightly integrated in SAP ERP product. Okay. So that is, that we have like tight integration of SAP modules, and also, so SAP has basically what happens. SAP has come up with a concept of a pre-configured framework. SAP is a pre-configured framework. That means whatever the basic functionalities, whatever the basic sales process, what happens, it is like this. By taking into consideration of all clients, the business process, by taking into consideration of all you can say all organizations, all industries, business requirements. What SAP did? SAP provided all the standard functionalities. All the standard functionalities or all the standard design already made. The standard design, by taking into consideration of all the industry's business process, all the industry's requirements, happens. Okay, SAP developed, the standard design. But on the top of it, you need to do two different kind of things. So one is the configuration. Even though the standard design was there, still it has to be configured according to your client. All the standard, though it is SAP has given the standard functionality of the standard design, still it has to be configured according to client requirement. Sometimes even the standard design is not good enough, is not sufficient. So whatever the standard design given, we will not be sufficient to run the organization with the given configurations by doing some configurations. Then we need to go to the next level. We need to go to the some kind of custom development, some kind of customer developments, some kind of enhancements, some kind of modifications, some kind of new reports. That means basically SAP has given some standard reports, SAP has given some standard functionalities, so which you can fulfill using the concept of configurations. So as a functional consultant, you can configure the system, according to your client requirement. But occasionally what happens, that standard functionality or the standard configuration will not be enough to support your customer or your client. Then you need to go for the custom developments or custom enhancements, custom modifications, for which you need your development team member, ABAP team member. If it is configuration related thing, as a functional consultant you will be taking care. If it is a custom development, custom enhancement, custom modification, custom report, then we need to work with the ABAPers. Okay, that is also like available. Okay, and the components of SAP SD. So SAP SD, as already explained, it has like sales related activities and sales related functionality, it has shipping related functionality, it has billing related functionality, it also has a transportation related functionality. But basically like it become a separate module since couple of years. Transportation no more part of SAP SD, because we have a separate module called transportation module, and we also have separate new dimension module called transportation in the same transportation area or the transportation module as well. We have two different things. One, within SAP system, SAP ERP, we have transportation module, and whereas even outside SAP system, we have transportation management module, that is TM module, which is a new dimensional module as well. So because very beginning it was part of SD, but we will very high level will touch what is transportation process as well. And then we have something called master data. Okay, like master data means I will explain later, like customer, like vendor, materials. This is the master data of our SAP SD, and we have some sales support related activities and sales information system related activities. Like this sales information is nothing but all the reports. Okay, all the standard reports, all the okay, the sales information system is nothing but all the standard reports. All the standard reports will take care of this. And foreign trade, as I already mentioned, to take care of all your export process, SAP provided the foreign trade in the SAP SD. But now it is losing its value because the new functionality called GTS came to the market, Global Trade Services. That's why it is losing its importance. Slowly it will go away. The foreign trade will go away from the SD model in the future. So these are the the main things: sales related thing, shipping related thing, billing related thing, and master data and foreign trade. This sales support we don't generally give much importance because it is not implemented by many companies. People go for the CRM. That's why it is having very less importance in SAP SD, and transportation is also having less because there is the SAP developed a new module called transportation management. Okay, and all others will have an equal importance: master data, shipping, sales, billing, foreign trade. Now it's okay, but maybe in the future it will go away. But sales information system, we need to discuss that. These are the different components of SAP SD. Okay. And what is the master data? Okay, let me go here. There are two kind of data in the system.
It is data which is kept centrally, which is keyed in once and it can be accessed anytime.
Very good. Master data and the transactional data. Basically, the master data is the data elements which is or no which maintained once and will not be changed uh, very frequently. The master data is the data which maintained once and will not be changed very frequently. That means occasionally we change the data. So that becomes the master data becomes a master for all your transactional data. In other words, I will come here from the backwards. So it is like this. So you said that enquiry quotation sales order, right? So if I want to create the sales order, to whom I will create the sales order? To whom I create the sales order?
To the customer.
Customer, right? Customer. So that means when I create the sales order, what I need, what information I need? I need my
Customers,
I need
customer's name, address.
I need my customer information, right? I need my customer information. And what else I need to create a sales order, Omega? What else? Huh?
The requirement. What is he ordering? As in
That means you need to know what material, right? What products? Am
the
I correct?
products that he's ordering. Yeah.
Materials are the products. So that means, is it possible for me without order and without product and without customer to create the sales order?
No.
No, right? So that means these are the masters. Okay, are these elements are my master data elements. Okay, the customer and material is the master data, is the main data for me to run my transactions day to day, to run my business day to day. Okay, so that is the reason what we can say the customers and materials are the products are the master data elements in the SAP SD model. From the SAP SD perspective, the master data is customer master data, okay, or material master data. So what happens, this customer master data or material master data, we don't change it very frequently. We don't change it very frequently, but what we do, we create once and it is there forever. Okay, once you create a customer, it is there forever and unless, okay, you delete that customer or you block that customer from the business. Otherwise he will be there forever. He will become always a master data element in your business process. Like this, even the material also. So you create the material, so you use that material forever and ever, unless you wanted to, you can say, unless you wanted to block it or unless you wanted to delete from the system. Exceptional, not a regular thing. So these kind of data elements are called master data elements, like customer master, material master. Okay, once you create it, you use it forever. So you change it, but not occasionally, not frequently. Very occasionally, you change the data. Like just some data elements is the payment terms, Incoterms, their shipping conditions, their maybe like store location, other information you change here and there for the material and the customer. And what about the transactional data? The transactional data is the data which you create on daily basis. So every day we create some orders, right? We create some quotations. We create some enquiries. We create some sales orders. We create some deliveries. We create some billing documents, right? I'm putting the short form: sales order, deliveries, billing documents, okay, or even credit memo, debit memo, like this. All these documents are called like this. All these documents are called, okay, transactional data. So this is, day to day. This is not like, like forever. Once you create it, it will be there, but you don't, like you can say, you create these transactions on daily basis, okay, based on your customer requirements. So if the customer asks you, like, 100 quantity, you create one sales order today. If the customer order, one more order with 50 quantity, you create one more sales order tomorrow. Like this, the transactional data changes from day to day. So, and the transactional data is data which you create on daily basis based on your business requirement. So these are the two data elements, master data and the transactional data. These are the two data elements which are part of our SD module. It's not only for SD, even for any other module, the master data and the transactional data is, the standard data elements which we have to understand, in the coming sessions. Okay. So I would like to stop here, and uh, tomorrow I will actually, we have, okay, let me put this way. Right. Good. Tomorrow, can we meet same time?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. We'll continue to discuss about, this SD overview and an SD model overview, and tomorrow session as well at the same time, 7 o'clock. Okay.
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 Thank
Sure.
you, and see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
sir. Have a nice day.
Bye, Umaira. Take care.